Seeking vengeance for the slain demons, other monsters had come. They had come to take away the demon slayer, arriving in more sky vehicles. The Seeker, his great friend, had raced out to them, using magic to attack. The demons had captured the Seeker in a net, lifting him into the belly of one of the cars, no doubt to conduct hideous tortures on his flesh in their dread valley. Klane could not abide the thought. For fear of further demon attacks, the clan had relocated into the jumbles, there to hide from new depredations. Klane could have remained with them as the clan Seeker. Instead, he had told the Hetman that he would go to the Valley of the Demons to rescue his friend. It seemed an impossible goal. Who was he to think that he could perform such a bold and mighty feat? "I am the demon slayer." As he clung to the cliff face, Klane concentrated on the thought, using it to supply him with resolve. A demon slayer ignores pain. He ignores tiredness. He continues on the death path. Klane paused. He was on the death path. Yes, he should have recognized that from the beginning. He was heading into the lair of the terrible enemy. He would wreak vengeance on them. Likely, he would fail in freeing the Seeker, but he would make the streets of the demon abode run red with blood. He knew they had red blood because he had seen their twisted, torn bodies in the wreckage of the sky vehicle that he had brought down through his power. The grimace on his face turned into a fierce grin. It gave his aching hand strength, and it eased the burning in his throat. Sweat slicked his body, and that made the climb many times more dangerous. I am on the death path. I am the demon slayer. He did not lose track of time or effort. Each second hurt. Each moment felt as if it could be his last. In places, the cliff face had jutting rocks that pushed against his chest as he tried to negotiate it. He panted, and his fingers became slippery. The grin faded, and weariness threatened to dull his senses into fatal miscalculation. At last the final particles of strength fled his body. He panted against the rock face, and it was all he could do to hang on to his position. With agonizing slowness, he twisted his head and looked down. Tufts of skeleton grass grew on the ledge 50 feet below. If he could reach the grand oasis, he would be able to lie down and sleep. Oh, that would be glorious indeed. Lines deepened on his forehead. How could he reach the ledge? His biceps quivered with exhaustion. If he attempted to scale down, he would lose his grip and fall. He would likely strike the ledge hard enough to bounce off it to his death, or he might break a bone. Yet he couldn't rest here. As he clung to the rock, he could feel the remaining strength drain out of his flesh. With the weakness came a dulling of his mind and a lessening of his willpower. This was too much for the pale-skinned lad. The others had been right to exclude him from their wrestling matches and from the hunts. He was pitifully weak. Any Toy youth could have scaled this cliff. No, you're wrong. They would not have been mad enough to attempt such a thing. I'm descending into the Valley of the Demons. I am a fool. Klane resolved in that second to end the game as a fool then. If he had the junction stone in hand, he would have attempted a levitating spell. He did not hold the stone, but he would attempt to summon its magic and perform this final feat. He took a last breath, and in that second, he realized how desperately he wanted to live. He loved life. He had to avenge his friend, the only friend he'd ever had, and his father figure. Let's get this over with, he said aloud. Klane didn't have an audience, but he decided to attempt the foolish feat with determination. He released his grip and slid his left foot from the precarious ledge, causing bits of gravel to fall. He concentrated as well as an exhausted fool could hope to do. I am a feather. I will float to the ledge. I will levitate. He dropped like a rock, fast. He cried out in dismay, and he scratched for a hold, tearing out a fingernail and cutting his hand.